Okay, computer architecture and organization. This is the name of the subject. This is for third year first sem. The main theme of the subject is to learn about the computer and the architecture. Here, the first unit will entirely deals about the introduction to a computer, the main parts and different types of computers, classification of the computers, and what are the different types of parts that are present in a computer. So first unit is very easy unit. Here it is just an introduction to the computer. So first unit you all are very much familiar. First of all, we are going to discuss about the name computer architecture and architecture organization. What is mean by architecture? Generally, the definition of an architecture is nothing but interconnection of various components that are used in order to construct a particular device. Architecture means it gives the information or it gives the interconnection. It is just like a block diagram where you will be familiar with the different types of components that are present in order to design a particular system. So computer architecture means here we are going to know about the different components that are present in a computer and how they are interconnected, from where to where they are connected like this, and how they are going to be organized. Organization means all the components should work together in order to get the desired output. So how they are going to be organized, that also we are going to learn from this topic, from this subject. Okay, so it is about mostly about the computer and its internal components and external components, and how we are going to use those components. That means how we are going to extract our desired output by giving the input, and how we are making it to work. That's what we are going to learn from this subject, computer architecture and organization. First of all, we are going to know about the various internal components and external components of a computer. Later on, we'll come to know how to operate a computer, how to program a computer in order to get the desired output. So that is the entire unit. Okay, so this is one of the interesting subject. Okay, so mostly about the computer, and later we are having a subject called microprocessor and microcontrollers, MPMC, which is an extension to this particular subject. Okay, so if you are very much, if you have sound knowledge on computer architecture and organization, you yourself can what you will call learn MPMC. If you don't have any knowledge, you will not even get the basics of a MPMC, so that it will be very difficult in the next sem. Okay, so the first of all, what is mean by computer organization? So computer organization refers to the operational units and their interconnection, and realize the architecture, that realizes the architecture specializations. So what does it mean? Here itself it is telling the same thing. It is nothing but interconnection. That means we are going to interconnect various components. What are the components? Operational units. What is meant by operational units? Input devices, output devices, ALU. These all will come under the operational units, because each and every unit is going to perform some operation. Okay, so computer organization, it nothing but it refers to the operational units that are interconnected. That means they are going to be connecting among themselves for the free flow of data from one device to another device, and their interconnection that realizes the architecture specialization. So that you know about the architecture, so that are interconnected, that realizes the architecture specialization. So this is referred as a computer organization. Okay, next, coming to the different types of computers. Okay, so you all are very much familiar about what is meant by a computer. Now we are going to discuss about the various types of computers. So computers can be broadly classified into four different types. First one is workstation, second one is enterprise, third one is servers, fourth one is supercomputers. Workstation, enterprise, servers, and supercomputers. Now we are going to discuss one by one. Okay, first one is workstation computers. What are mean by workstation computers? The computers that are used in the engineering purpose. engineering purpose, mostly for the designing. That means either it may be designing means in engineering it may be civil engineering. So so where they used to design the what you will call plans for a new apartment or new shopping complex or new house. Okay, so that will come under the designing. Or it may be a designing of different components. So as we the ECE people, we all are also very much familiar about the designing. In LR communications, along with the software lab, along with the hardware lab, you are having software lab where you have designed AM modulation device, FM modulator, all these things you have designed in the lab itself. And in ECA itself, you are having a software lab along with the hardware lab where you have designed CE amplifier, CC amplifier, JFET characteristics, something like this. Okay, so those are nothing but mechanical people, civil people, they have AutoCAD where they used to so mechanical people has AutoCAD where they will design their own designs by using that software. So workstation computers are the computers that are used mostly in engineering purpose, mostly for the purpose of design. Those will be referred as workstation computers. The second one is enterprise systems. Enterprise means enterprises itself means a company. Okay, so the systems that are used in the company are generally referred as enterprise system, whether it may be a software company or some other company. So because today it is most of the works are automated, that means whether it is a medical company, that means pharma company where the medicines are provided, medicines are being manufactured, or whether it is a shoe company or whether it is a dressing company, here now everything is digitalized or computerized. Everything will be operating by a computer. The manual work is being reduced. So enterprise systems means the systems that are being used in a company for company work purpose are referred as enterprise system, whether it is a software company or whether it is a what you will call a pharma company, whatever it may be, the systems that are using that are being used in that particular company, those are called enterprise systems. Third one is servers. So next, first one, when compared to workstation systems, the storage capability should be more for enterprise systems. The storage capability should be more for enterprise systems. Okay, next, third one is servers. See, servers means if you want to share a lot amount of data, then you will go for servers. Servers are used for exchanging of when there is a large amount of data requirement or large amount of data handling capability is required, then we will go for servers. So best example for servers is whenever you write an online examination in our laboratory, CSE lab or somewhere, okay, first the instruction will be given from the server room in order to start the exam, because the person in the server room, he is going to share the question paper to all the 60 participants who are who are there to write the exam. That means at a time large amount of data is being shared. It is possible only by using a server which has high data sharing capability and high data storage capability also. That means once if you write the examination, all your data, all your marks will be stored in the server itself. Okay, so it is not for one day or for only one section. Okay, they will upload the data to the JNTUK only when all the examinations of all the students are completed. Okay, that means second year, third year, fourth year, all the branches and all the sessions though are completed, then only they will upload the data to the JNTU Kakinada. So here what is that means here the entire data is going to be stored in the server itself up to the required time. So at a time it is going to handle a large amount of data. So by using the server itself, 60 members are going to write the examination simultaneously. Okay, next, all the data is being collected and stored in the server itself. Okay, next the fourth one is supercomputers. Here the supercomputers means they are having high capability of performing any numerical operations. The numerical operations are being performed by them very quickly. That is the main phenomena of supercomputers. Generally, their supercomputers are being used in the space stations, where if you send any satellite to the space, so we need to track its position time to time. Okay, we need to track its position time to time. The tracking is being done in a supercomputer, so where the scientists use to see its position. Actually, the speed of the satellite will be some 9 to 11 kilometers per second. Per second, it is going to travel around 10 kilometers around. Okay. So, in order to track its position, means we need to track it very speed. For that purpose, we use these supercomputers. Okay. That is one of the application in a space station, where we can track these particular satellites, and if there is any deviation from the path by that particular satellite, they will correct it. They will try to correct it by using the supercomputers. And the supercomputers are also used in the weather forecasting. Okay, the main phenomena or the main quality of a supercomputer should be it should perform the operations very speed. That means numerical calculations or tracking capability should be very much speed. Obviously, the cost of a supercomputer is also very much. Its memory capability, all the features should be very high. Okay, so its memory capability should be very high, computational speed should be very high. Next, its features are also very specific, and its cost is also very high, so that only a required persons will afford this particular supercomputer. So these are the basic 4 classifications of a computers. Okay, first one is workstation computer, second one enterprise system, third one servers, and fourth one supercomputers. Workstation computers are used mostly for engineering purpose, that too mostly for designing, whether it is whatever the designing it may be. Okay, so whether it is AutoCAD or ECAD you have learned now, ECAD, AutoCAD, or if it may be any what you will call plans, like that, construction plans for civil engineering, whatever it may be. Enterprise systems are used in a company. Servers means they used to store a lot of data, and they have to withheld capability of a lot amount of data, so that whenever you are performing some group task, the entire data is going to be stored in the server. Supercomputers means high speed of calculation and high amount of data storage capability. So that is the thing. Mainly the supercomputers are used in the weather forecasting, satellite communication, satellite tracking, and satellite operation. Like that, these are going to be used. So these are the classifications of the computers based on their application and the area of usage. Okay, so based on their area of usage, they have been classified into 4 different types. The next thing is functional units of a computer. So you all are very much familiar about this thing. So overall, this is a general block diagram of a computer. Okay, so here the function units are basically classified into 3 types. First one is IO, second one is processor, third one is memory. IO means input output devices, second one is memory, third one is processor. Processor itself means CPU, central processing unit, where it has arithmetical and logical unit and control unit. The memory unit is here indicated separately. So overall, input devices, output devices, and central processing unit, which consists of memory. So that means here memory is separated. So memory, ALU, and control unit. Mostly these are the major parts of a computer. Most of you are very much familiar about these top parts: input unit, output units, memory, arithmetical and logical units, and control units. Okay, so this is the basic functional units of a computer. Okay, So now we are going to discuss them. So what is mean by an input unit? So the name itself indicates that the unit by using which we are going to take the input. That means the input is going to be given from by using these units. Such kind of units are called input units. Okay, the best example for input unit is keyboard and mouse. Okay, so by using these devices only we are giving the input to a particular computer. So these devices are called as input devices. Second one, output unit, the unit by using which we are taking the output are called output units. So the best example for output units are printer, monitor. If you have any fax machine, these all are output units where you are going to get the output, where you can see or you can get the output. Those will be referred as output units. Okay, next ALU. Next one is memory unit. Okay, so we'll discuss about memory unit. See, memory. So what is mean by memory? What is the purpose of a memory? Mainly the memory is used to store the storage purpose. The memory is used to store. Okay, memory itself is a storage unit. Here it is going to store two types of things. The first one is program and the second one is data. What is mean by program? Means in microprocessor and in CAO, you in order to perform a certain in order to make a certain task performed by a computer, you need to write a program. So in order to perform an addition, if you want to make addition to be done by a computer, you need to write a program. If you want to make a subtraction done by a computer, you need to write a program. Okay, so here we are having two types of storage device, that is program memory and data memory. Program memory is used to write the program. Sorry, it is used to store the program what we have written. So the program what we have written, that will be stored in the program memory, and the values will be stored in the data memory. The input values or intermediate values, whatever it may be, the values that will be present in the that will be stored in the data memory. So we are having program memory and data memory. These two are the memories. Okay, next, coming to its types, there are two types of memories, that is primary memory and the secondary memory. What are the two types? Primary memory and the secondary memory. Okay, so what is mean by primary memory and what is mean by secondary memory? First one, the primary memory is the fastest memory. That means storing of a data or retrieving the data from this primary memory will be very much fast. So it is the fastest memory. Second one, here it is an inbuilt memory. The primary memory will be inbuilt memory. That means whenever you buy a process or computer, there will be a memory. That means there will be a hard disk memory, RAM memory, ROM memory that will be present. Okay, so that will come under this primary memory. Okay, so it should be a fastest memory. That means the speed of operation should be fast in this particular primary memory. Next one, here the data will be stored in the form of semiconductor storage cells. Here the data will be stored in the semiconductor storage cells. So storage cells, the data will be stored in the storage cells. Each cell can store only 1 bit of data. 1 bit means either it may be the 1 bit of binary data. Each cell can store only 1 bit of binary data. So the binary data means either it may be 0 or 1. Okay, so the primary memory is the fastest memory. It consists of semiconductor storage cells, semiconductor storage devices. Those will be referred as storage cells. Each storage cell can store 1 bit of data, 1 bit of binary data. That means it can store either 0 or 1. That is about this primary memory. Next, the secondary memory. The speed of the secondary memory is less accessing speed of the secondary memory is less compared to the primary memory. Okay, it is not an inbuilt memory, it is being interfaced externally. The secondary memory is being interfaced externally. Okay, the interfacing phenomena may, so the best examples for the secondary memories are pen drives, CDs, DVDs. So these are not present internally. We used to interface and pen drive externally by using port, or we used to insert a DVD or CD externally by okay, and we used to see the information, or we used to access the information that is present in the pen drive or DVD. So these all will come under the category of secondary memory. They are not inbuilt memories. Generally, the data what we used to very less, that means infrequent or not frequent or very less usage of data is there na, that will be stored in the secondary memory, so that whenever there is any requirement, then only we will use this particular secondary memory in order to access the data. If not, we don't go for the secondary memory, we'll go for only the primary memory. So that is about primary memory and secondary memory. These all will come under the memory unit. So okay, so that is about memory unit. Next, so we are having arithmetic and logical unit and control unit. Arithmetical and logical unit, the name itself indicates that it is going to perform all the arithmetical and logical operations. So what is meant by an arithmetical operations? Arithmetical operations means additions, subtractions, multiplications and divisions. Okay, arithmetical means all the basic four arithmetical operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. These will be performed by arithmetical unit. And logical unit means all the logic gates. Okay, in STLD I think, okay, you are STLD subject is over now. So what are mean by logic gates? AND gate, OR gate, NOT gate, exclusive OR. So logical unit is going to perform all the logical operations like logical AND, logical OR, NOT, exclusive OR. So overall arithmetical and logical unit is used to perform all the basic operations, mathematical operations, or whatever it may be, the reversing of a string, calculating the length of the string, like that. All these will be performed. That means addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, AND operation, OR operation, exclusive or not. All these operations are being performed by this arithmetical and logical unit. Okay, and the next unit is control unit. So the main purpose of this control unit is to control the operations. That means it is a coordinator. It will take care of everything from where to where we need to transfer the data, at what speed we need to transfer the data. Okay, so if there is already, if a particular bus is being underused, what I have to do, like that, all the decisions or all the operations will be controlled by this control unit. So overall these are the basic function units you are very much familiar. Input unit, where we, by using which we used to give the input data to a particular computer, it will be referred as input unit. So best example for input unit is keyboard and mouse. Output units, from where we are going to take the, or we can see, or we can take the output data, is called output units. Examples: monitors, printers, fax machines. Next, memory unit, where we can store the data. Memory can be so here in the memory unit we can store two types of data. First one is program data, and the second one is where we can store the information. Information may be two types. First one is program and the second one is data. Okay, next, the memory unit is furtherly classified into two types. What is this? Primary memory and secondary memory. So primary memory means where we can store the data which we are using very frequently. Okay, so that will be stored in the primary memory. Generally the primary memory means the inbuilt memory, the memory that will come along with the computer. That means whenever you purchase a computer, you will get some RAM, ROM, next hard disk, memory na, that will be referred as primary memory. Next, so here the primary memory, the data will be stored in the form of semiconductor cells. Each cell can store 1 bit of data. Next, secondary memory, the data which we are very less used will be stored in the secondary memory. Okay, infrequently used data will be stored in the secondary memory. Generally, the accessing speed of the secondary memory is less compared to the primary memory. Examples for the secondary memories are CDs, DVDs, pen drives. They are going to be interfaced externally. They are not present internally. Okay. Next, arithmetical and logical unit. It is used to perform all the arithmetical as well as logical operations. Arithmetical operations includes addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Logical operations means logic gates, AND operation, OR operation, NOT operation, like that. Control unit, the main purpose of the control unit is to control the operations. That means it controls the data flow, it controls the speed of the data flow, it controls the direction of data flow. Okay, from where to where the information has to be transmitted, at which speed the information has to be transmitted. All these things will be taken, all these things will be looked after by the control unit. So overall, these are the functional units that are present. So I think you all are familiar about all these things, right? Okay, so in the next class we are going to discuss about the rest of the topics. Okay, so overall, the computer architecture and organization is a very simple subject once if you are aware about the computer. So if you are aware about this computer architecture and organization, then in the next year sem you are having microprocessor and microcontrollers. That will become very easy because all the basics, that means addressing modes, instruction sets, whatever the terms, pipelining, all the terms will be covered in the CAO. In MPMC we will just give the outline, we don't even give the outline also. Okay, we'll tell the person who is teaching MPMC will tell that you have already got in CAO. So you need to concentrate more on the basics here in the CAO, so that in the next sem your MPMC is going to become easy. Okay, thank you.